Hello, everyone. It's Monica, Sleeved After 60, and it's a Thursday evening, December 15th. And I'm coming to you from the great state of Minnesota, where we're getting ready for a big snowstorm or something to that effect. Tonight and all of tomorrow, it's cold, bitter. It's winter in Minnesota. That's just how it is. It keeps, those who can't cope with it away. So, just a couple of things. I know that some of you are interested in stats, and I am 63 and a half years old. I'm 5'4.5". I used to be 5'5" and shrunk. And I just saw my sleep specialist and got weighed, and I am 215 pounds. I am in pre-op stage. I will most likely get released from the psychologist on Monday and will be moving towards a surgery date, probably in February. So that's where I am. I've been talking, if you are a subscriber, and thank you if you are. I can't believe that I'm almost at 100. I just don't even know what to say about that. And we will celebrate, I promise. I have been thinking, in addition to the Kindness and Grace January, where we're just going to be kind and practice kindness to ourselves. No, absolutely no pressure. But one of the things that I was thinking, and that some of you whom I follow, and that I comment on your videos, I may have asked you what you are planning to fill your, or I get the question that I usually ask is, with the weight loss, what are you thinking of filling that space with? And it's one of those questions that I'm not literal, obviously. I'm not suggesting that you lost 125 pounds, so you're going to bring some stranger from the street who weighs 125 pounds to take that space, obviously, or, buy a big dog. What I am really asking is, seriously, have you thought and taken a moment to think, as you get rid of your fat clothes, as you get rid of other things in your life that were associated with that heavy set person in your life, that heaviness. What do you think? What are your ideas on what's going to happen to your life and how you're going to fill that space up? Whether it be the time that you spent binging, or for me especially, it's the time that I spend thinking before I went to treatment for my eating disorder. I really was exhausted, not so much with the weight, since my weight really hasn't changed all that much. I went to treatment 8 years ago at 211 pounds, and today I'm 215. But it wasn't so much the actual weight, but the time and energy that my brain took up with the eating disorder, with the thinking about food, with the, before I went to sleep at night, telling myself that starting tomorrow, I'm going to be perfect, of course. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change my eating habits. My change now, my new way of thinking after going through through treatment is, and I just found something in my notes. I'm trying to go through my notes that I took during treatment and some journals to sort of get together with all of you with this Kindness and Grace January. One of the things that I wrote was something that I'm sure it's not my saying. I probably read it or heard it somewhere, about bloom where you planted. bloom where you're planted. And I just remember the time and energy that my binging took up. It was so much. The mental strain was overwhelming for me. It was the last thing, on my list of crying over. If something horrible happened, I would always add, and I overeat, and I'm fat. So I'm just wondering if some of you would be willing to share some of that with a community, to help yourself and to help others. Some of you that I listen to have so much wisdom and insight as you're going through the process, as far as being kind or just looking at this process more than just weight loss. This is not a judgment on anybody's journey. We're all different. And I think that your journey may very well be different if you are, 18, or if you are 68, or if you've had children or not, depending on where you are in your life. So aside from age and gender and where you are professionally, work, commitments and things like that. But I'm just wondering if this is something. Here's what I want to share with everyone. I think that for me, having found YouTube and making myself as vulnerable about talking about a lot of stuff, I'm thinking that it's worth it for me, especially at my age, to really try and make this be something worthwhile for me as the person sharing and the person getting a lot from you, and for all of you as the person who's spending your valuable time listening to me. So I don't want, for me, from my experience, I don't want to just talk about how much weight I lost. Been there, done that. I have pictures to prove it. I've lost weight throughout most of my adulthood and put it back. I've had plastic surgery. I've had relationships. I've had a career. I've had a child who is now a grown man. I don't want to just make it about, hey, look at me, look at what I look like before and after. I want to get something more out of it than that. And it might be asking too much of others, but it's okay if that's not where you are. It's okay. I have gotten so much feedback about this kindness and grace, and I think that it's something that we can do. And I apologize to the men who follow me, because I know that sometimes we leave men out, and I apologize for that. But I am going to say that I want the sisterhood of this experience to be something that I can take and give, that's going to be more than just how I look. Not that there's anything wrong with how I look, because I can be just as vain as the next person, if not more. But this thing about what are you making room for? When in 1999, my son Chris was graduating high school, and I went on this, like a year or two, on this experience, on this journey, if you will, without surgery, where I went to Optifast. I lost a lot of weight. And I was in therapy, individual and in group at the time. And I started sort of changing my home, because it was no longer going to be a home where I was raising, a young man. He was going off to college, and I sort of knew that he was not going to come back. I knew that the kind of person that he was going to make his own life, just like I had done mine, and just like his dad had done his. So I started getting organized, and by that I mean I've always been organized, and kind of a little, neat freak, and I need order in my life. But I started to get rid of stuff. I started going through boxes of notes from graduate school. I mean, the kid was 18. I had been out of, graduate school 20 years. Getting rid of some books, the clothing that I was just getting rid of, fat clothes galore. Changing a spare room into an office, just these little things. And I shared that in therapy, and my therapist said, "Ooh, I wonder what you're making room for." And that's, 1999, so it's been a long time. And I still think about that every so often. In another video, I'll tell you exactly what I made room for. But I think that it's a question worth asking, all of us, asking of each other and sharing, because it's also a way of maybe encouraging others to think about that. Because had my therapist not said that to me, I wouldn't have made the intention of, oh, that's what I'm doing. So comment, use this in make your own video about what you're making room for. And also dream big, bloom where you're planted, dream big, and see what your thoughts are. So take care, everyone. I'm really, really looking forward to hearing what your thoughts are.